my sobriety. That might have not been a cool thing to talk about to some people. Like, you gotta act like you smoke or you do lean or whatever the case is. And like, that's not the case. There's so many other people out there who are fans of music, who are fans of entertainment, who don't indulge. So they would connect with you off of that fact alone. Me and him have something in common.
Right.
Bobby Lucas, you be working out, you know what I'm saying? Super motivational. You're cut from a different cloth. Those people are going to gravitate towards you, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they sense the vibration and frequency. They're like, yo, this guy right here, yo, he's literally telling me to jump rope, do this, that, and the third, box. He's literally telling me things that are good for myself in a place where there's so much bad, you know, information being spilled out on social media.
Bounce back and got a moment. When they see you down, there's no they love and all that.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We back at it again. This is Built For It TV, man. I'm your guy, B. Luke. I got my man Fasscoupe with me.
Yeah, what it do, bro?
Appreciate you coming through, man. So we were just talking, man. You looking a little lighter these days, man.
Yes,
I see
sir.
you've been grinding, bro. I see you posting every day. So for the people that don't know, Fass was one of the first people I had in this studio, but it's been 8 months since you've been here, and the whole story is there. The Bounce Back podcast is on my YouTube, B. Luke. You can find it there. He's got an amazing story. He got into a lot of things, but, you know, can't cover everything in such a small period of time, and he's been doing so much since he's been back, and I'm glad to have him back. So why don't you just talk a little bit about what you've been up to since we did that podcast, and start with the working out thing, man, the fitness journey you've been on.
Yeah, man. So last time I was in here, you know, your boy was a little hefty, you feel me? And, you know, I felt like at that point, you know, I'm like, you know what, it's time to make a little change. So like a little bit after that, you know, I started really getting into reading, you know, and the reason I bring up the reading is because it helped me with getting discipline, right? So I was missing that factor. So, you know, I just applied the discipline factor for the reading. It started to get physical with it. Now, you know, I'm going crazy with the calisthenics, cardio games getting up there. You dig what I'm saying? I'm doing all type of dumbbell activities, you feel me? And just, you know, just bouncing back, bro. You feel me?
Yep. So what have you noticed about just like the basic everyday things, man? You moving better, you breathing better, sleeping better?
Yeah, everything, bro. My mood's better. Like, and it's nothing for me to run. Like, I actually enjoy running. Like I want to run. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like there's a point when, you know, when you're not as active and you kind of dread running. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I got to go up these flight of stairs or whatever the case is. And then be like, I'll be ready because I know that's going to help me, you feel me, get stronger. You feel me? So it's like little stuff like that. Just respecting the fact of the pain that actually is the game. You feel me?
Pain is weakness leaving the body. That's what they say.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah.
But it's also more than just the working out, man. What's like the diet been looking like? What's your eating habits, or have you always been on that?
Yeah, nah, definitely. So before the diet, I had no discipline. I was just eating whatever, you feel me? So I took the discipline factor as well and put it into the dieting, you feel me? So now I'm more so, you know, more grains, more fruits, you know, just staying away from processed foods as much as I possibly can. And then, you know, just not eating too late as well. You know what I'm saying? I try to not eat after 6 p.m. the latest, but I usually try to aim for 4 p.m. You know what I mean? That's when I try to eat my final meal. You feel me? It's by 4 p.m.
Okay, I got you. For sure. What would you say is some of like the strict adherences that you kind of put on yourself? Like you said, that don't eat before, what is it, 4:30, 6 p.m.? What else is it, like a everyday? Like I got a thing where it's like, okay, every day I'm going to try to break a sweat. My thing is kind of the opposite. I don't really eat until the sun goes down, right? And these are just kind of basic things that kind of relate to the overall me development as a person. So those two, and then it's like try to learn something new every day. Try to maybe read something every day. I've been reading Daily Laws from Robert Greene. It's a small thing. Sometimes it's a paragraph, sometimes it's a page, but just to keep that, you lose it, use it or lose it.
That's
I even do things like put the closed caption on the TV to subconsciously try to train myself to be a better speller. You know what I mean? So what are some of the kind of things that you go by, man, that you at least try to adhere to? You know, I know ideally, like you said, it's a discipline thing. A lot of times we don't, but what are some things that you hold true as far as values?
So also, you know what I'm saying, like now I'm on some stuff where I do home workouts, or even if I'm traveling, I have resistance bands. So pretty much, you know, sometimes we kind of tend to think that we only can work out with dumbbells or, you know, pressing, right? You can get resistance bands that are super light. You can put them in your backpack, you can have them in your car, and you literally could get it in. So it's just making sure that there's no excuses of working out. And then also, you know what I'm saying, waking up early. I wake up at like 5:30 every day, and then boom, 500 jumping jacks, you know what I'm saying, 100 push-ups, hitting the resistance bands, and then also reading too, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I read couple good books, man, you know what I mean? I want to get into that Robert Greene, you know, he's a beast, 48 Laws of Power.
Yep.
He did that, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he did that.
Yeah.
He did another one which was good, which was Mastery, which was pretty much about, you got your apprenticeship phase where you're learning, you know, you try to have a tutor to learn under, you know what I mean? And what else did he? He did The Art of Seduction, 33 Strategies of War. He did the 50th Law with 50. He's been really, I guess 48 Laws of Power was like his first book too, and he was getting a lot from a lot of people because of the style of how he did it with the little stories on the side. Like a publisher was like, well, I don't want to do it like that. Well, he's like, well, this is my vision. This is how I vision it, and took it somewhere else. So there's a lot to that, and there's a lot to be said for just trying to read. You know how it is when you're locked up. It's easy to read. It's so easy to read. Like, you stressing, you want to get your mind off of things, and it's really just like, I got to occupy my time till the next time they crack those doors on the street. There's so many distractions, especially just with this alone,
Just with
bro.
that. But that's the whole point, right? Is making sure that we stay disciplined, you feel me? So distractions are, you know, very tough, but there's distractions in there as well. You know what I mean? You could be up in there, you know, just not trying to be the best that you could be for yourself. It's easy, you feel me, to fall under even in there. So just making sure that, you know, they call it bid mode, right? When you get super locked in, you get super focused, the days start flying, you're reading, you're working out, keeping that routine, keeping that regimen, and applying it into the free world. I think that component right there will get you so much success, bro. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Straight up, bro. I think that bid mode right there, if you just take that out with you and bring it into the free world, that's discipline. That's what it is.
You'll be unstoppable, man. And there's guys who do take that and they do very well in life and YouTube, all that stuff, because they keep that rigid discipline. That same thing, like you said, you waking up early, that schedule and all of that. So, but another thing too that ties into the health and all that stuff, and you had mentioned it last time, but we didn't get too much deep into it, is that you abstain from alcohol, weed, and all kind of drugs. Why don't you talk about that? Is that something that's like your whole life, man? You never touched nothing? You've been an athlete? Like, talk about that.
Yeah, nah, it's crazy too, because it's like, there'll be people who are like straight up alcoholics and they'll call me crazy. And I'm like, yo, bro, I got a clear mind. Like, I know what's going on right now, you know what I mean? But anyway, definitely used to play ball, being a kid from Cambridge, you know what I'm saying? Like, so many different basketball courts, basketball leagues at the YMCA, Area 4, Gate League, Frisoli. I played ball at all those. You know, and I actually played on the first Cambridge Pride team ever. That's like the first travel team. Okay. And they've been going ever since. It's travel. So it's pretty much, that's for like middle school. So it's kind of like AAU mixed with like, you know, high school. Like, pretty much you're going to play against Melrose. You're going to play against Salem. You're going to play, you know what I'm saying?
That's
the
how
best
like we
kids.
did with Little League and Summer League. We would travel to Weston, to Westford. We'd play even North Cambridge.
Exactly, you feel me? So doing that, so, you know, I took that mentality or whatever and, you know, put it into, you know, what I got going on. But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying?
So tell me a little bit. We touched on a lot on the Bounce Back episode 8 months ago. You had mentioned something about the federal marshals. You didn't really get into that on that. So you want to talk about a little bit about that?
Yeah, so, you know, I had a stint, man. You know, your boy was on a run. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to go back. You feel me? I just got into that mood. I just was like, nah, bro, I ain't going back in there. You know what I'm saying? So whatever the case is, you know, I had a bracelet situation. And then, you know, I got into a scuffle with my older brother. You feel me? And like the bracelet came off, but they gave me a loose one. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes the bracelet.
So you slipped it right off your foot?
I didn't even slip it off. Like, they gave me a bad bracelet. You know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't tight. I don't know why. You feel me? And whatever, I get into a little scuffle with my brother, we wrestling, and it comes off. You know what I'm saying? But he's mad at me or whatever. And my phone, like in the scuffle, it had like fell in some like some type of liquid or whatever the case is, so it couldn't work. So I'm telling him, I'm like, yo, bro, I need to call my PO right now because the bracelet came off. He's like, well, nah, you ain't using my phone. I said, what? Damn. You know what I mean? So whatever, I wait till the next morning, grab a little, you know, little small phone, whatever, little cheap joint from Target, call my PO, and my PO's pretty much like, nah, you did that on purpose. I'm not hearing it. You know what I'm saying? You have a warrant for your arrest. You feel me? So I'm like, dang, you know what I mean? So I'm like, nah, I ain't going. You feel me? So I said, you know what? I just took the joint off. You feel me?
Yep.
And then I just kept it, you know, kept it a stack from there. I kept it coasting. You know, I ran for 22 months. You feel me? And then it's crazy because I was going to school on a run.
Really?
Yeah, I was going to school on a run, you know what I'm saying? I was flying on a run. I had my little, you know, my little tricks to make sure I could get the mission complete, you feel me? But I was still moving around, fully functioning, still working and doing all of that. But, I was moving around a little bit, you know what I mean? And I'm at this girl's crib, you know? And when you're on a run, you have a constant, like, thought of, yo, they might just come. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know when it's gonna happen, but you know that it's gonna happen. You feel me? So it's
they're a lot more resourceful than even sometimes like street beef, right? Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's one thing, like the one about but the cops, man, they
I'm like, yo, bro, they got all type of technology, bro. I'm watching bounty hunters on YouTube. You feel me? Like they over there in the camo suits, grabbing dudes, going to their crib 6 in the morning. So it's like I'm visualizing it. You dig what I'm saying? So boom, you know, like 21 months later, you feel me? I'm at the crib and, you know, there's like a knock, right? And this house had like a messed up ventilation system. So sometimes you hear like a thump, you know what I mean? So I kind of thought it was like the ventilation system. I'm like, oh, that's probably just that. But it just got like the repetition of it. I said, nah, this is a human being. You feel me?
This is done on purpose. This ain't no
this ain't no, like, it's not unorthodox. It's like someone's like trying to get the attention of whoever's in the household. You feel me? So boom, like I'm half asleep when this is going on. So I'm with a shorty. It's really her crib. She ends up going to the door. You feel me? She goes to the door and then they say my government. That's when I knew. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still kind of half asleep. So when I'm getting up, it's like 6 in the morning. So boom, they pretty much tell her, they're like, yo, is he here? And then she like kind of opens it and then they're like, yo, we will arrest you. They said that to her. So then she got shook or whatever. You feel me? So boom, you feel me? They push up in there. They coming in camouflage, bro. Like I'm talking camouflage. Like it wasn't regular police that first came in. It was the bounty hunters for real, you feel me? So they coming in army fatigue. Boom, it's like 3 of them, and then they got like whatever that city's police as well with them, right? So boom, they come up in there. And I knew it was gonna happen. So I didn't we was on the 2nd floor. My escape method wouldn't have been well. I would ended up getting really hurt if I tried to jump out that window. You dig what I'm saying? And then it just was too late. So I'm like, they got me, bro. You feel me? It's time to handle the business. So boom. Whatever, I get up, and he's like, you're not gonna run? You're not gonna give us a hard time? Like, he's expecting that because of my history, you feel me? And then I was super cool, you know what I mean? And he was like, he was caught off guard because of whatever they seen. And, you know,
it's a piece that comes with like, all right, man, like the running is over, now it's time for the next step. You know it's coming, so it's all, you're pretty much just procrastinating. There's no avoiding it.
There's no avoiding it.
You can't run for the rest of your life. I mean, you could, but it's so unrealistic. You're not going to have a quality life. And if you're not on the run for like a body, then it's like, you know,
you might as well, bro. You know what I'm saying? You might as well handle your business. You feel me?
But I get it too, because when you're young, you know, you only in your 20s for so long. You're only in your teens for so long, man. So I get that too, bro, for sure.
So boom, right? So I guess he was kind of happy that I wasn't on no bunk. You feel me? So he pretty much was like, yo, he's like, you're good, bro. Like, just come with me. I think you'll be good. It's around like COVID time too. So he's like, they're letting a bunch of people out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So whatever. And it's crazy too because, you know, they didn't search the crib or whatever. You know what I mean? And it really was just off the fact that I was being cool, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if I was really being, a negative person to him, I think, that situation may have turned out tremendously
Now,
worse.
if it's just a body warrant, can they though? Like, I don't know the legal.
So it was a body warrant.
But you know what, they do what they want, and then they figure it out after.
And then I would have to fight it either way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, even if I would end up beating the situation, that would have been super ugly that, whatever, he gets apprehended on a warrant and then, quote unquote, they find something else. I would beat that in a court of law, but how many dollars is that gonna cost? How many hours is that gonna cost? You see what I'm saying? So it's just avoiding that cost, you feel me?
Yep.
And me being super cool,
It worked
avoided that cause. You see what I'm saying? You
It
feel me?
worked out.
So boom, they bring me in or whatever. You feel me? And mind you, like I said, it's 21 months later. I'm facing a whole new judge. You know what I mean? Like everything changed, bro. You see what I'm saying? And then I had probably like on top of the probation warrant, I probably had like 3 other warrants, right? And then I go to the first one. They're like, yo, listen, we're gonna let you out, but just make sure that you go clear these other warrants up. Yeah. And I'm like, what? You feel me? Because they brought me to the probation first, but it's a whole new like staff. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm like,
so it's
what?
like they don't have that personal grudge because even though it's people, even though it's supposed to be professional, that people take that personal.
Personal, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It's personal, so it's like it shifted. I don't know what happened, but everyone in there was different. So I'm like, what? They just let me out? And I'm like, boom, now I go to the next court. You feel me? They're like, you're smooth, go clear the final. The final court was the new Cambridge court. It really was for Malden, but now it's in Cambridge now because they kind of put Malden, Medford, and Cambridge together. So I go over there, and the DA, he was like, nah, I want 90 days from this kid at least, you feel me? Like, something. He was like, I need something from this guy right here. But it was a female judge, and I went up in there and told him I was going to school, which I was, bro. Like, and that helped me because once I said I was going to school, the judge gave me a nod of approval.
So is this still high school, man? Just to get the age thing, what school?
No, this is adulthood. This was me and pretty much.
What school you going to do?
I was going to Lincoln Tech.
Lincoln Tech, okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like your boy was on a run, still trying to figure out skills for himself. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like.
It's easy to self-sabotage in that situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You on the run, it's easy to just be like, you know what? I'm going to just crash out or have that mentality. But you were still doing the right thing.
You see what I'm saying?
Trying to, at least trying. I think that certainly must have helped.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, boom, I acquired the skill that whole time. And I'm really thankful, too, because I'm like, dang, like, not saying going on a run is the right thing to do, obviously. But in that circumstance, I still gained a piece of knowledge that will forever work for me because I acquired the skill. You know what I mean? Okay. So boom, whatever. When I said that to the judge that I go to school, she gave me a nod of approval. And then I think that was the thing that I was like, nah, just let him go. Right. You know what I mean?
And I think it's important to not, so that skill that you acquire, right, whatever that is, that necessarily may not even be super important. It's the fact that you got to learn how to learn, or know, you know what I mean? Figure out how to learn because now you want to learn about something else. You know what I mean? It's not as easy as just, let me just read a book. You got to figure it out, man. And I know you have said you've been reading a lot. And what about like YouTube? Do you learn a lot from like YouTube videos? Because sometimes I'll tend to do that. Some people are more visual learners, audio learners, as opposed to sitting down and reading the book. Or do you try to incorporate all of that?
So in my past self, I definitely was going online for information, but in terms of now, I enjoy, actually reading and, memorizing things. Like after I read something that's important, I think about it after. So I may just close the book up, fold the page, put the book, mark, whatever in there, and I think about what I read so I could fully digest it.
Retain the information.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? So it stays there. So it's just like, I'm going for books right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's dope. And that's the classical. And it's just something about putting these things aside, the TV, the YouTube. Because then it is like an ad could pop up. All sorts of things could happen. But there's something to be said sitting there with that physical piece of paper, not distracted by any screens or anything like that for sure, bro. So little bit else, man. Since we had that interview, man, what else you been up to, bro? You got a lot going on, man.
So now, your boy hopped into the podcast game as well, you know what I'm saying? So I got a new podcast called The Crib, you know what I'm saying? Definitely check that out, y'all, you feel me? My man Bobby Lucas actually pulled up. We did a whole live stream. Salute, my boy, Ronnie Blue Eyes, you feel me? Shout out to my man Big Black.
Salute Ronnie, man. I know he's been under the weather this past week. I had COVID the week, like a couple weeks. Don't worry, I'm good now. The test is negative, but it's that time, man. This stuff's going around. Salute to everybody. But my bad, go ahead.
For sure. Yeah, so The Crib, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty much, a podcast based on entertainment, recent news and life skills, you feel me? So we got another episode coming up, you feel me, this Friday, relationship tales and going through infidelities, you know what I'm saying? So, we definitely getting in the game, man.
So what are some of the guests, man? You had some pretty high level guests in the studio while I was waiting to come on, man. You want to talk about that a little bit and how that, came to fruition for you?
Yeah, so, we have a excellent sponsor, Kirk O'Bang, you feel me? They sponsor our episodes, Peach Vodka. they had partnered up with a club event or whatever the case is, and they had brought a bunch of content creators from different places, you know, and these guys are like super viral, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all the social medias, they got their thing cracking. So, you know, that episode was called How to Be a Content Creator. My man Curvo Dolo pulled up, Terry Reloaded, Mr. Cool Your Body, Chevy Too Funny. These guys are real funny.
Yeah,
man.
if you don't notice like the names, like when you see the faces, once I saw, I was like, I know, I've seen these dudes. You know what I mean? They're pretty big, on social media for sure. What else you got going on? I know you talk a lot about like the industry and you know, entertainment. You get a lot into what did you talk about? The Young Thug situation. Who else was it? YFN Lucci.
YFN Lucci, man.
And you got the pick with him, so you met that brother in person too, man.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about, you know, why you chose to get into that, and I think you have a good angle on it. I think you have a good perspective from it. Being, you know what I mean? Knowing as many people as you know from the rap game, from everything, and just being the type of dude that you are as well, bro. And before you get into that, yo, that's definitely a good lane for you, bro. You definitely fit doing podcasting and all that. You excel at anything you do, bro.
Yeah, thank
Look
you.
from the outside looking in.
Yeah. So pretty much, you know, I chimed in because, you know, when it comes to the music business, it's entertainment at the end of the day, right? But this entertainment sometimes comes from a place that, you know, we're familiar with, and that is the streets, right? So a lot of street individuals are extremely talented, but they fail because, you know, when they get that platform, they continue to, you know, engage or surround themselves with people who are still committing these acts. Ricos, right? You know, we all know about it, you know what I'm saying? And now the music industry is becoming a magnet for police to make big arrests on guys who have quote unquote enterprises because they have a lot of money, and it's really a music label, but they're all wearing the same chain, and you know, there are crimes being committed allegedly, right? So now everyone's going down. So two notable people, you know, from Atlanta, Georgia, YFN Lucci and Young Thug, rivals, but they both make extremely amazing music. One artist is a little more favored than the other, you know what I mean? I don't know why, because they're both equally talented. Unfortunately, you know, that artist had, you know, some co-defendants that are giving up information in terms of lessening or in hopes to reduce their sentencing because it's a RICO. And then, you know, the other artist, you know, came out sturdy, like kept his mouth shut, got the opportunity to tell on a rival, didn't do that, you know what I mean? And this guy's less favored, and I'm just kind of a little confused on why he's just not getting as much of, you know, an applause for being real, you know what I'm saying?
Well, to touch on that, I think it has to do with like the puppeteers working behind the scenes, right? Because they want to kind of put it out there like, oh yeah, you could snitch. It's all right. You can still make money. You know, it's all about trying to lock people up, put people in those, even just the way that they promote certain music, how you know, certain rappers blow up after they pass away with all that violence and all that stuff like that.
Crazy,
so
bro.
For me, it's, you know, there's a narrative, but that the people behind the scenes could kind of show what's in your face more. I mean, that's my opinion. Also, too, there's not as many dudes that are quote unquote street and abide by that code. Like the whole world don't abide by that code that say, you know, it's a small fraction of society, subculture that does, and even among that, it's still less because a lot of them don't. So, I mean, that's just my opinion on that, man. And I feel like Rico, before, man, coming up, that was for like John Gotti. That was like for the mob. When did, like, this started happening with hip hop, man. I don't know, like when did that start happening? And I wonder why, man.
Yeah, and it's bad, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I think people need to really understand that, yo, you have to really be careful who you associate yourself with, who you're in music videos with. You have to be mindful of what fingers, signs you're throwing up, you know. Even like, there's people who are getting charged for things that have nothing to do with anything, but just because they're in a music video and they kind of, you know, just want some cool points, they may throw up a C or a B or whatever the case is, a fork, and now they're tagged as a gang member.
Right, because that even happened with them the Winner Circle's team was Chef G, and then I don't even know like where that stands now. Chef G still.
Chef G, Sleepy Hollow, and them.
Yeah, Sleepy I think has been out. I think he was one of those ones too that not really involved with all the or at least that they could prove. But since he's in every video with Chef, they both, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and that's the thing too with like the law. They don't really have to come to the DA and to the prosecutor with all this truth. They pretty much got to take pieces and paint a picture to convince. You know what I'm saying? A jury. So we all know this. We all know when we, you go to court, it's like what they're painting is like, they take what evidence they have, what information they have, and try to paint their own picture, which I get is their job. But a lot of time it's like, nah, that's not how it went down. You really can't always say because without self-incriminating. So it's a tough situation. So like you said, bro, you got to really be careful what's going on.
Real talk. And it's like you may not think that you're really doing anything. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I want people to understand that times have evolved. It's not the same. It's not 5, 7, 8 years ago. This is 2024. This is what it is right now. They will come get you for doing something that you didn't do because you were unaware that you did something. You know what I mean? Like, it's as confusing as that sounds, that's how easy it is to get tripped up. So just be fully conscious, bro. Really think about who you're going to the club with. Really think about who you're in music videos with, and really think about what you're saying as well. You know what I mean? Like, it's not 8, 9 years ago anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's facts, bro. That's facts. And I noticed, man, you've been going super heavy with the social media presence, with the content. We live now. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody on the live. Why is that important for you, man?
Well,
like you said, it's 2024. Things are changing.
Exactly.
And that's kind of where, so even before I started the podcast, you saw, man, I was still putting things out there, workout, motive, something. I didn't know what I was building towards, but I know like this is the lane of social media. So yeah, if you want to talk about that, bro.
It's so crazy because, right, I used to have like the artist mystique, me being an artist, you want to be mysterious and, you kind of want to give like, yourself out for some reason. But I've come to realize that is what is selling right now. You know what I mean? Like, once you actually open up your personality and then you let people know things about yourself, like, for instance, my sobriety, that might have not been a cool thing to talk about to some people. Like, you got to act like you smoke or you do lean or whatever the case is. And, like, that's not the case. There's so many other people out there who are fans of music, who are fans of entertainment, who don't indulge. So they would connect with you off of that fact alone. Me and him have something in common.
Right.
Bobby Lucas, you be working out, you know what I'm saying? Super motivational. You're cut from a different cloth. Those people are going to gravitate towards you, you know what I'm saying? Because they sense the vibration and frequency. They're like, yo, this guy right here, he's literally telling me to jump rope, do this, that, and the third, box. He's literally telling me things that are good for myself in a place where there's so much bad, information being spilled out on social media. And you're doing something positive. So it's just like, you're going to connect. So overall, it's just making sure that you connect. And these are the tools to connect. Going live, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Jumping on these platforms, you know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Kicking it, Billboard TV, Bounce Back Podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's the way it is. It's the way it is too. Some people might not ever be like a fan maybe of certain people's music, but if they're a fan of you, a person, and they're supporting you on Instagram, and it all helps, like 50 Cent. I was a huge 50 Cent back in the day. If he could drop some new music tomorrow, I won't care, but I follow him on Instagram. I'm following everything he's doing now. I watch Power. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's
bro.
like, it's deeper than just the music.
And another thing too, your fans grow. You know what I mean? Like, it's great that you brought 50 Cent up because I read his book, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter.
Yep, we touched down at the crib. Yep.
And pretty much in the book, he talked about how, he had this great song with Eminem and Dr. Dre, and they was going overseas performing. I think they went to Pakistan, and he performed it, and the crowd loved it. But when he would perform the song in USA, the crowd was kind of standing still. And that's when he realized, he said, dang, man, I think it's time for me to, evolve. You feel me? And now he just came off a world tour, performing nothing but his classic songs that we know and love. But the stuff that we love now from 50 Cent is his mindset, his entertainment skills. You know what I'm saying? The books, the movies, the shows. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And his beef with Diddy and all that is just
hilarious
to me. You know what I mean? 50's a big troll, bro. And it's just whatever, man. I absolutely mess with it, but it brings it back to that And I think he mentions it in the book because he does take a lot from the Robert Greene stuff. The 50th law, evolve or die, I think is one of the laws, right?
Yeah.
Evolve or die, man.
Got
you can't
to.
still be out here pressing tapes, bro.
Yeah.
You think you're gonna get, like, you're gonna have to get somebody, where you gonna even play that? So I think it's super important to evolve in what you do with your art, but not only that, with you as a person, bro. So where do you think has been one of the most, the areas of personal growth, man, that you developed the most, man, in, I don't know, say past few years or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, recently, bro, like, you know what I'm saying, I just turned 29, but I've, you know, started making this transition at 28 years old. And, you know, it's the discipline factor, you know, and I always had it. I just didn't know what it actually was. And it was just me being able to focus on doing something. And that's what I applied into the music. And that's why I have notoriety from it, because I was able to focus on what the heck I was doing. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, the discipline actually propels it, because now, even when you don't want to do it or you don't feel like doing it, you continue to do it. You know what I'm saying? And you apply that in any area, whether it's podcasting, being a gym rat, cooking, working, whatever the case is, that will guarantee you some type of growth. There's no other direction you're gonna go but up with discipline.
It's unavoidable if you maintain that for sure. But I'm sure the question on everybody's mind, man, what's up with the music? You planning on doing new music this year? What? And when was the last time you dropped? It's been a little bit of a while, man. We'll get into the music, bro.
Yeah, last time I dropped, man, was April. It was on 420. I dropped the I Get High freestyle, the remake of the classic LOX Locks anthem. And it's crazy because I got so much things in, you know, my phone. I got so many songs, but I'm just starting to realize how valuable it is just to connect with people on a personal level. So that's gonna actually help me in terms of marketing my music and creating my music, because there was no personal connection. I kind of was just going in there, just, you know, talking my talk, whatever the case is. But now I'm kind of just, you know, embracing people more and myself way more.
Right.
So I'm definitely dropping this year. You know what I mean? But it's going to be.
So do you plan? We got Neighborhood 9 just came home.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yeah,
so,
shout out to my boy, man. Free him.
man.
He's home now.
Yeah, got to get you on the balance. We talked a little bit
yep.
behind the scenes, man. I understand people just come on. They got things, you know, life, you know, life is life for sure. And freedom is freedom, and that's all great. So you plan on collaborating with him?
Yeah.
What's the deal?
Yeah. We was in the studio already, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, we got some joints, man, already. We actually have a tape that we've been working on. You feel me? Got that, you know, Exit Fame on there. We got A-Zip on there. Just to name some, you know, New England artists, East Coast artists, you feel me? And it's going up, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, salute to Exit Fame, 8-Zip. They're certainly making some noise. And talent. I mean, it's like, dude's been talented. That's never been kind of the issue out here, I feel like. You know what I mean? But it is good to see people grow, evolve, their channels get bigger, their pages their following get bigger. And not only that, like, dude's always been good, but mastering the craft, like I said, that Robert Greene mastery, like, just keep doing it, repetition. There's no way that you could get worse if you keep doing it.
Bro,
it's impossible. The math don't math. If you add 1 + 1, it's addition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For sure.
And it's cool that you brought up, you know, addition or whatever the case is, because, you know, I kind of look at things from a mathematical standpoint, right? So if you go do something, right, I look at it as multiplication. And this is for bad stuff. All right, if I go do this right here, is this going to create a bigger problem for myself? Is this going to multiply the issue? You know what I mean? Or is it going to subtract the issue? So I look at things from a mathematical standpoint. So before I do something, even though I'm thinking reckless or I may be in a moment, I have a talk with myself. If I do this right here, this will create more problems for myself. You know what I'm saying? And that stops me in my tracks. You know what I mean? So I wanted to spin off that because the addition, mathematics, you know what I mean?
So let's touch on that a little bit too, mathematics. So since sometimes it's addition, and most of the times it's addition by subtraction, right? It's the vices. You cut out the vices. Maybe cut out the bad eating, cut out the not exercising, cut out the cigarettes, the weed, the alcohol. You know, like, if you bring it back to us in our purest form, we're incredible. We don't need anything else but just some more knowledge and experience and life experiences, bro. Drop it. So most of the times, guys, like everybody, you're a sculpture, right? It's just chip away with the BS. We all have it, man. We all got those little vices. You know, that little voice in your head that you hit. Like for me, a lot of times it's like, yo, B, man, you doing good, you doing good. If you could just put the weed down a little bit, you might be able to take it to the next level and all that. And that voice, your conscious that you hear in your head is over and over. Like, that's God talking to me. That's the universe talking to you. And that's something that you got to listen to. It's easier said than done, of course. But if you're hearing that and it's constant, it's something you want to pay attention to for sure.
Facts.
What else we got, man? I appreciate you coming through, bro.
Yeah, so I mean, we on episode 5 now. You know what I mean? So this has been only going on for 3 months now. You know what I mean? We was doing episodes weekly, now we're doing them bi-weekly.
Okay.
Just, you know, so much stuff happens daily. The world's so fast. So just trying to capture, you know, a lot of material so we have stuff to talk about. And now we're also catering, you know, to certain subjects. So like I said, you know, we may talk about relationships one episode.
Right.
So we'll bring in some people, we'll talk about relationship issues. Another episode may be talking about, you know, discipline or dealing with adversity. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So stuff like that.
That's dope. And it seems you got a dope aspect, a dope angle, bro. That the spot over there is amazing. Those people are all great, bro. You got a good team and all of that, man. I appreciate you coming through, man. One last time, if you want to run them down with the social media or touch on anything, bro, like that you want to talk about, just because this is what you want to talk about, bro. Here's your chance you get into it.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about adversity, you feel
Let's
me?
get it.
So just, you know, chasing your goals and becoming a prominent figure day by day. You may not feel like you're growing, right? But the work that you're putting in is making you grow. And it's making you grow to other people because now people are looking at you like you're bigger and you're bigger. And you're not being egotistical. You're not being, you know, a brat. You're just being yourself and you're just working hard. But from the outside looking in, their perception of you is changing. So therefore, now the narratives are going to change that they talk. Now it's, oh, he thinks he's too good. He's Hollywood. You know what I mean? Now it's always looking for a flaw. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. So that's always a sign of progression. That's always a sign of some type of envy because you are making progress for yourself. And just understand, because it's annoying to deal with. Like, I deal with it all the time. You know what I'm saying? But it's also a reminder of how far I've come and how far I'm going to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anybody dealing with adversity, anybody dealing with haters, bro, I just want you to understand that you're dealing with haters because you're doing something that they hate, and that's actually being successful and striving. You feel what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely. And once you do, you know, anyone going through adverse times now, just keep your chin up, keep trucking. But once you do go through it to grow through it, you go through it to get through it. And once you're on the other side of that adversity, you'll be better equipped, better to handle it next time, because it's going to come. It's going to come. But a lot of times, man, I feel like I'll look back on the most adverse situation. I always bring it back to prison. Like, what I would, like, anytime I get nervous of, like, even just doing an interview with somebody I may not know, or just, you know, you know how it is. These doubts creep in sometimes, and it's like, you know what, man, you got to have that self-talk. Like, man, I'd have given anything when I was on that side of the wall for this, bro. So stop. You know, this is just the you know, there's a book, Napoleon Hill, called Outwitting the Devil, and they say, like, how a lot of that self-talk that's telling you don't do that, oh, you'll never, all that's the devil that you gotta outwit, and don't listen to that. Just like how I was saying, you have that other side where it's like, yo, B, maybe if you quit, you know, it's like, it's almost brings it back to that stereotypical angel and devil on the shoulder.
That's what it is. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil, that's a good book. A lot of times, I know it's tough for everybody, you know, to sit down and read, but what I did a lot was the audio books while I was maybe at work doing physical construction and stuff like that. And even though sometimes I'm not 100% tuned in, because you got to work with safety and stuff like that, it's hitting the subconscious. It's hitting your unconscious mind. For sure, bro. So, yeah, man, one more time, bro. I appreciate you coming through, guys. You know what it is. I'm your guy, B. Luke. That's my man, Fasscoupe. In the building. Yo, it is what it is, guys. Really, what's next is what you make it, man. It's on you. On that note, we out of here like a ball man. Peace out.
Bounce back and got a moment when they see you down this